Stand up from your chair right now without using your hands. Can you do it? Because if you can't, research shows you might have less than 5 years left. And that's just one of 7 movements we're testing today. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand and what's killing people your age faster than any disease. Here's what doctors won't tell you. They have a secret test. It's not a blood panel, not an MRI. It's 7 simple movements that predict your death date more accurately than almost anything else. Most people over 65 fail at least 3 of them and don't even know it. I'm going to walk you through all 7. Test yourself on each one, because the ones you fail, those are your body's warning lights, and we're running out of time to fix them. Movement number 3 is the one that shocks most people, and movement 6, even I struggled with it. Let's get started. Movement 1, chair stand. First test, stand up from your chair, no hands, no rocking, just straight up. Why does this matter? Because when 72-year-old Martin from Montana lost this ability, his doctor told him something terrifying. You've just entered the high-risk zone. Within 6 months, Martin had his first fall, then another, then the hospital. This single movement predicts whether you'll be independent at 80 or dependent at 70. It's testing your legs, core, balance, and whether your brain and muscles still communicate properly. When that connection breaks down, everything else follows. Try it now. Sit in a sturdy chair, arms crossed over your chest. Now stand up, straight up, no rocking forward, no using your hands. Can't do it? You're not alone, but we'll fix that. Keep watching because movement 4 is even harder, and you need to know if you can pass it. Movement 2, one leg balance. Movement 2, stand on one leg for 10 seconds. No holding on. Sounds easy? A major study found that people who can't do this have an 84% higher risk of death in the next decade. Not 8%, not 18%, 84%. Sandra from Pennsylvania couldn't do it. She ignored it. 6 months later, she fell putting on socks, broke her hip, and spent 3 months in rehab. Her daughter told me, "I didn't know a 10-second test could predict all of that." Your inner ear, ankles, hips, core, they're all being tested right now. If any link is weak, you wobble. And wobbling at 70 isn't cute. It's deadly. Before we continue, quick thing. If you're finding this valuable and you're still testing yourself along with me, comment testing below so I know you're here. And hit subscribe because movement 5 is the one most people can't believe matters, but it's killed more people than you'd think. Now try it. Stand near a counter or sturdy surface. Lift one leg. Count to 10. Time yourself. Failed? Write down balance. We'll address it at the end. Movement 3. Stairs. Movement 3 is where it gets real. Climb a full flight of stairs without stopping, without gasping for air, without death gripping the railing. Walter from Tennessee avoided stairs for 2 years. He'd say, "I'm just tired." Then his son read that people who can't climb stairs have the same heart risk as someone who smokes a pack a day. Walter finally tried it, couldn't make it past step 7 with his chest pounding. That's not getting old. That's your heart failing, your lungs struggling, your body screaming that it can't keep you alive much longer. Here's the kicker. Stair climbing isn't about your legs. It's about whether your cardiovascular system can handle stress. And if it can't handle stairs, it won't handle the next flu season, the next heat wave, the next family emergency. If you have stairs available, try it now. Walk up a full flight at a steady pace without stopping. If you make it up without needing to pause for breath, you just passed a test most people fail. But hold on, because movement 4 separates the survivors from everyone else. And statistically, this is where most people realize they're in trouble. Movement 4, floor to standing. Movement 4, this is the big one. Get down on the floor, now stand back up. No furniture, no help, just you. Can't do it? A landmark study tracked 2,000 people for 6 years. The ones who couldn't get off the floor, 5 times more likely to die during that period. Not frail, not sick, just couldn't get up and they died. Thomas from Wyoming learned this the hard way. Slipped on ice, couldn't get up, Laid there for 20 minutes in the cold before a neighbor found him. He told me later, "I thought I was fine. I thought I was healthy. I had no idea I couldn't do something so basic." Here's why this matters. Getting off the floor requires your entire body working as one unit. Hips, knees, core, arms, coordination, mental focus. When you lose this, you've lost your body's ability to save itself in an emergency. If you can try this safely, do it now. Find a soft surface. Lower yourself down. Then try to stand back up without using furniture or walls for support. If you can't even attempt it, that's your answer. And listen, if you're realizing you're struggling with multiple movements, comment the number 4 below. I want to know how many of you are discovering this in real time. Then subscribe and turn on notifications because we're about to cover the 3 movements doctors use to predict exact mortality timelines. You need to see this. Movement 5. Carrying objects. Movement 5 sounds boring, but it's not. Pick up something heavy, a bag of groceries, a laundry basket, and carry it across the room. Why does this matter, you're asking? Because Patricia from Wisconsin woke up one day and couldn't carry her own groceries anymore. She went from independent to needing help with everything in under 3 months. Her doctor said, when you lose functional strength, you don't lose it slowly, it collapses. This movement tests whether your grip, shoulders, core, and legs can still work together under load. When they can't, you stop living your life. Someone else starts living it for you. Try it now. Grab a full grocery bag or something equivalent, maybe 10 to 15 pounds. Walk it across the room with steady steps and good posture. Struggling? Feeling unsteady? That's not a weakness, that's a countdown. Movement 6 is the one nobody expects, and it's connected to something way more serious than just neck pain. Movement 6, head rotation. Movement 6, turn your head. Look over your left shoulder. Now you're right. That's it? Yeah, that's it. But here's what you don't know. Douglas from Kansas lost the ability to turn his head fully. He stopped driving, then stopped walking, outside, then stopped seeing friends. Within a year, he was isolated, depressed, and his health collapsed faster than anyone expected. Loss of neck mobility isn't about stiffness. It's about your world shrinking. You can't check for cars, can't have conversations without turning your whole body, can't feel safe in your own environment. And socially isolated seniors, they die younger, a lot younger. Try it now. Sit up tall. Slowly turn your head to the left. Try to look over your shoulder. Now do the same to the right. Does it hurt? Feel tight? Can't turn very far? If yes, this is fixable, but only if you act now. Before we hit movement 7, and this one's crucial because it determines whether you can take care of yourself at all, comment the number 6 if you're still following along. And if you haven't subscribed, do it now, because next week I'm covering the exact exercises that reverse these losses. You'll want to see that. Movement 7, overhead reach. Last movement, the one that determines everything. Raise both arms straight up over your head, all the way, like you're reaching for something on a top shelf. Eleanor from New Mexico couldn't do this anymore. She couldn't get dressed alone, couldn't wash her own hair, couldn't reach the dishes. At 83, she went from independent to needing full-time help, all because she lost this one movement. Here's what your doctor knows. When you can't lift your arms overhead, you can't live alone anymore. You become dependent. And dependence at 70 or 80 doesn't just steal your dignity, it steals your years. Right now, both arms, straight up. Try to get them close to your ears. Pain? Restriction? Can't get them all the way up? That's not age. That's arthritis, rotator cuff damage, spinal issues, all fixable if you catch them now. Final thoughts. So here's where you are. 7 movements, 7 predictions. How many did you pass? If you failed even 1, you're at elevated risk. 2 or 3, you're in the danger zone. 4 or more, you need to act immediately. But here's the truth that gives me hope. None of this is permanent. Martin rebuilt his leg strength. Sandra fixed her balance. Walter climbed those stairs. Thomas got off the floor. Patricia carried her groceries again. Douglas turned his head. Eleanor raised her arms. Every single one of them bought themselves more years. Here's what you do today. Pick the one movement you struggled with most. Just one. Start there. Do gentle practice every single day. Talk to your doctor. Get a physical therapist if you need to. But start. Because every movement you reclaim is another year you might not have had. Comment below. Tell me which movement was hardest for you and what you're going to do about it this week. I read every comment, and your story might help someone else take action. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button and share it with someone over 65 who needs to see this. And subscribe because next week, I'm releasing the exact step-by-step exercise routines to rebuild each of these 7 movements, even if you're starting from 0. Your longevity isn't written in stone. It's written in movement. Thanks for watching. Now go test yourself, take action, and I'll see you in the next one.